Hello, Stampers. I'm just getting set up here. I'm running a little bit behind. I apologize. I have a new setup and I'm just trying to see if it's working. And I can't tell. All right. Well, let's see. Hopefully you guys can see this. So my name is Jennifer Kirk. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator from Guelph, Ontario, and I am going to be giving you a sneak peek today of a really cool bundle in the new Mini Catalogue that is going live in January 3rd, so just a couple more days within this week. I'm just trying to refresh my page here to see if my video is working. All right, there we go. All right. So I'm going to be showcasing to you today this bundle. It's by the dock. It's really cute. Look at these frogs. Like, oh my goodness. And a little fish here. So it comes with matching dies. There are, it's called the dockside dies. There are 11 dies in here. So one cuts out the boat. One cuts out the landscape here. There's a couple of different oars. The small one does the stamp. These two are a little bit larger. There's another frog that's hopping. And then the dock gets cut out. And then there's some greenery as well. So we're going to be doing that today. Before we get started though, last call. If you have any of your favorites from the holiday catalog, all of this will be finished on January 2nd. So after January 2nd, you cannot order anything from here. It is while supplies last. So if you do have your favorite, make sure that you get online or get in contact with your demonstrator and make sure that you order your favorite before it's all gone. Okay, so January 2nd is the last time that you can order from here. January 3rd, the new catalog, the mini, goes live, as well as celebration. And the celebration is if you spend $60 Canadian from any catalog or even the discounted, so anything $60 before shipping, before taxes, you get to choose a free item from the celebration, and they are really, really cute. So that starts January 3rd. Okay. All right, so let's get started. So we're going to make something similar to this, not exactly the same. I would like to give a shout out to a friend of mine that helped me. Sometimes you just kind of, you get a card 90% there and you just can't get that the final couple of percent. So a shout out to Sandy who helped me figure out, placements and different things with the cards. So thanks so much, Sandy. All right, I can't tell if there's, I do have a couple of people watching me. So I'm not very good at seeing comments. So if you are leaving comments, I'm not ignoring you. I'm just not technically inclined to be able to figure out how to read those comments. All right, so what we need for this card, we need a piece of Pacific Point. This is just a standard piece cut in half, so it is 8.5 by 5.5, and it's scored at 4 1/4. I will have all of these measurements. I will put at the bottom of the video, I will put a link to my blog, and it'll take me a couple of minutes or a little bit longer than that, but by the end of tonight, I will have my blog post for this video, and we'll have all the dimensions of the paper that you need. So don't feel that you have to run and write them down. We'll need 2 pieces of Whisper White, and this is at 4 and 5 1/4. We'll need a piece of Whisper White, just scrap, that we will do our stamping on. We will need a little piece of Seaside Foam, and that is to put our sentiment on. And we will need some Post-it notes. And those Post-it notes are because we're going to do a little bit of masking. So let's get started with that now. So I'm going to place all of these aside. ink colors that we will need, okay? So we're going to be doing our sentiment in Memento Black and some of our stamping and coloring. So we'll be using the Memento. For the sky, I'm going to be using Balmy Blue. I might throw in another color. We'll just see how it looks. But for right now, I'm planning on using Balmy Blue, Blushing Bride, and So Saffron. So that's the 3 colors that you're going to need for the sky. For the water, we're going to be using Pool Party, Bermuda Bay, and Pacific Point. Okay, so those are the colors that you're going to need for the water. All right, so the first thing that we're going to do is take a piece of sticky note here, and we're going to, this is for the horizon across the top. But what did I do with my card? Oh my goodness. All right, so we don't want a straight line across the top. The horizon is fairly straight, but it's not perfectly straight, so feel free to give it a little bit of wave action or something there. Okay, so just tear it. You can use that as another mask at another day, but we're going to use that. The other thing that we want is a mask for the sun. All right, so I'm using the 1 1/4 inch punch, and you want to have a bit of the sticky side within your circle, and I'm just going to punch that out, and we will use that. All right, so these I'm going to put out of the way because we don't need them anymore. And we're going to take one of our pieces of Whisper White and decide how far down you want the sky. I don't want a huge sky. I want mostly water. So I'm going to place it right about here. Okay. And then the sun, I'm going to stick right in the middle. All right. So that's all we do. And then what we want is we want to take our daubers. I'm going to start with the Balmy Blue. All right. No, actually I lied. I am going to start with the So Saffron. I'm trying to find my, here we go, my dauber. All right. So we're going to take our So Saffron. When I put the dauber on my finger. Some people don't have to. Some people like to hold it like this. I'm just going to move this so that you're seeing me. I like to do it like this. So however, if you want to hold it like this, if you want to hold it like this, the trick is that you want to do it light. If you do it dark, okay, so you just dab and get some ink on here, and you want to dab off. If you go onto your paper and you hit it hard, you're going to get circles like this. So you really want to come in, dab off, and just go very gentle so that you don't get circles. Sometimes you will, but you can blend those in. Okay, so we're going to start off with some So Saffron. I always start off the page and then just bring it in, and I just do light little circles. Okay, just keep going. There's lots of ink on the dauber. You don't need to do... You do need to ink up, but you don't need to ink up a lot, especially for a color like this where we're just doing a touch. We don't want a lot. We just want a touch. All right, so I'm going to leave that there. I'm going to put that, because we're probably going to need that again. Then I'm going to take my Blushing Bride. Okay, and I'm going to take my dauber for the Blushing Bride and do the same thing. So put some ink on it, daub it off. Okay, and I just want very light, not a lot of pink, just a tiny bit, just to blend in that yellow into the blue. So it's just, we're just trying to create kind of some of the hues that you get with a sunset. All right. Doesn't have to be perfect. Every one you do is going to be different. And you just basically keep adding color until you're happy with it. Or until you get tired of adding color, and then you stop. But hopefully you're happy with it. All right, so same thing. Blue, dab it off. This is the Balmy Blue. I love this blue. And we're just going to, and again, we want to blend it. We don't want lines. You don't very often get distinct lines in the sky. You can do some areas darker, you'll have clouds, and you just kind of keep doing this until you get a sky that you like. And if you want a darker sky, so it's more nighttime is falling, you can add some night of navy around the edge. We'll see how it looks. I might leave it as a lighter sky, just with the sun either coming up or going down, but still early enough that you can enjoy the evening. Wouldn't it be nice to be on a beach right now? I don't know what the weather's like where you are, but here it's raining and it's cold. It's kind of a miserable day. It's a good day to be stamping. All right, so what do you think? Do you like that? Just keep going until you are happy with it. That looks okay. All right, now I'm going to place that aside. I always close my ink pads because, knowing me, I'll drop something in them. That's just me, klutzy. All right, so now if we take away our masks, there we go. We've got a nice little horizon there over the water. Now what we're going to do is we're going to do the water. Now you can do it the exact same way. You can sponge it. I'm a little bit lazy. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a sponge brayer to get some of the color on, and then I will go back with a sponge and add the rest. So you can cover this up if you want. I'm just going to be careful. So with the brayer, oops, you want to make sure it's in. All right, there we go. That's better. So you just want to add color. You want to go in one direction on your stamp pad. Okay, you just keep adding it. You can't really see it very well on your sponge, but if I were to do it on my scrap paper, you'll see that it's there. Okay, so you just keep adding it until you're inked up. I always like to do kind of dark and go up forward, so I'm going to go off the page and then just bring it on the page. The reason you do that is if you start on the page, you might get a big clump, and you don't really want a big clump. So you just keep adding some color, going off the page, on the page, up as far as you want to go. Okay. This is going to take a little bit of time. I'm not going to bore you with the commentary, but we'll just keep going until we get the right color. I should have some music playing, eh? So you guys don't have to listen to me mumble. I do like to mumble. I know, I get told all the time, stop mumbling, talk properly. So I'm trying not to mumble on here. All right. So we're just going to keep going until we get the coverage that we want. This is the lightest color. You could clean your brayer after each time, but because I'm going light to dark, I'm not going to. I think that's good. All right, so that was Pool Party. So I'm going to shut Pool Party down and come over with some Bermuda Bay. Now Bermuda Bay is quite a bit darker than the Pool Party. So same thing, again, you could wash this, but because I'm going light to dark, I'm not too worried about it. You can definitely see more on here. Again, start off and then just bring the color up. This is a very greeny water, which is why I'm going to add some Pacific Point after. Okay, but you can just see it gives you a nice color, nice blend. You don't want a complete line at your sky where it's totally separate. All right, and I think that's dark enough for the Bermuda Bay. Okay, and then I'm going to just add a tiny bit of this, which is the Pacific Point. Not a lot, so just a little bit. Just add a bit of blue here. Okay, and I will come back to that color. What I'm going to do now is one of the stamp sets is little waves. So I'm going to take the Pacific Point And I'm gonna just randomly stamp waves. You can stamp on and stamp off. Okay, so just they don't need to be in any order, random. Try not to smudge it like I just did. Perfect, just like that. Okay, we're gonna let that dry for a second. And then we are going to bring in our So Saffron again. Hopefully that's dry. And we're just gonna add a little bit of yellow coming across the water. You know how when the sun is setting, you get a nice, like a little bit of a reflection. So just add a little bit of So Saffron coming from the sun onto the water, just sparkling there on the water. All right, that's it, not a lot. All right, then I'm gonna take my dauber for my Pacific Point, and I'm just gonna add a little bit more blue because the water's a little too green for my liking. Hopefully my lighting is okay with this. I have a new camera set up. I got a new mount for Christmas, so this is my first time trying it. So I'm just gonna add some, again, what I'm doing is I'm adding ink, daubing it off, and then just lightly going on the paper in circles. Okay, if you go too hard, you're gonna get a big ugly spot like that. So you just wanna do it nice and light so that you don't get lines. You're just adding ink, and it's just a nice gentle circular motion there. All right, and just keep going. You could leave it green if you want, you know, like, see how I did it too dark there? That's okay. Some of the water in the Caribbean looks just nice and green, so you could leave it green if you want. I just want a little bit more blue. I'm going to merge the lines up at there so it's not distinct. All right, I think that's good. I'm happy with that. You can keep going until you get the color that you like. The other thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to add a little bit of Wink Estella. So I don't know if you've ever watched the sun coming down on water that's fairly calm, but just has a little riffle from the wind. And it looks often like there's diamonds just dazzling along the surface of the water. So that's kind of what I'm trying to get, that just that little sparkle from the sun hitting the water. Just at that magic time when the sun's going down and the lighting is just perfect. It's really cool. I was able to capture it on my camera the last time we were up at our cabin. We have a cabin that we go to. It's really nice. There's no electricity. It's a dead zone, so there's no cell coverage. There's no running water. We go there for 2 weeks, and it's just beautiful. And every night, you can see the diamonds on the water when the sun's going down. It's just beautiful. All right. So that's that. We're going to put this aside. All right. And we're going to go on to some stamping. Finally, we get to stamp. If I can find my paper. All right. So this is the scrap paper here. We are going to stamp our boat. I'm going to use Momentum for that. All right. With the Momentum, what I typically do, because it's a different stamp pad than our standard ones, is I just give it a little bit of a twist. Okay, I just find that I get a better coverage. And then you just go straight down, straight up. All right. And hopefully my internet is still working. All right. Again, I'm going to stamp the dock now. And these all have dies to cut out. So we are going to stamp them on scrap, color them, and then we are going to cut them out. I just need to turn off the volume on my iPad. For some reason it just started the video and we really don't want to hear me in the background. There's an echo. Okay, so I've stamped the boat, I've stamped the dock. Now we're going to use our blends and we're going to give them a color. I did forget to get one blend out. This is the Seaside Spray. So the boat up at our cabin really needs a paint job. I'm going to do this carefully. If you guys are going to make this card, you'll color this a little bit more carefully, but I don't want to make this, you know, a 2-hour video, so I'm going to try and speed up the coloring a little bit here. So our boat is it's a little dinghy. It's not really a boat. Well, it is a boat that floats, but it's in dire need of a paint job. But it is kind of like a bluey greeny color, so this is kind of the closest that I had in a blend for it. All right, and then just going over the areas we're stamping up gracefully shows us where we should have some shadows. So I'm just doing that with the dark. Okay, I'm not going to go. I could go over all the wood or all the seams here and just add some more texture. I'm not going to do that because I don't want you guys to be totally bored watching me, but you get the idea. All right, and then I'm going to use the dark balmy blue. I got the light blah, 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 blah. Can't speak. Balmy blue by mistake. So I'm going to take the dark one and I'm just going to color the seats a little bit of a different color, just for some contrast. All right, there we go. Not much contrast, just a little, but good enough. Get those out of the way. And then we're gonna start on the dock. Same thing, okay, light, this is crumb cake. I'm just gonna do light crumb cake everywhere. I'm gonna get the bigger one so it goes by faster. All right. Do the light everywhere. Okay. And come in with the dark in these areas and blend it and finish it. But for the power of camera, I'm not going to bore you with all the details. I am just going to show you the final cut product. So you go from that to voila. There you go. And here's the boat. If I can actually get it out of my container. All right. So if we come back in here and we're looking at putting the dock kind of somewhat like that and the boat tied to the dock. You hope it's tied and not taking a hike. And then we're getting there. We're starting to put the card together. We're going to use a sentiment. So the sentiment I'm going to use is a happy birthday. It's from a different set, which is also coming in January 3rd. Oh, isn't this so cute? I love little animals. It's called Special Someone, and I needed a small, nice font. So I decided to use the happy birthday from this set, but isn't this cute? Oh, I can't wait to play with this set. I haven't touched it other than just using the sentiment. So can't wait to get to play with that. All right, so, and I'm gonna just do this in Momentum Black. And stick it somewhere. I'll put it closer to this and straight down, straight up. You're done. And then I'm going to use the tailored punch here and I'm going to cut the corner here. I'm putting it through this way. You want to make sure you lift it above here so that you're not cutting your sentiment. And I'm just going to put it in the middle and not do it that way, because that's going to give me the wrong direction. I want to do it this way. Whew, good thing I caught that. All right, so I'm just going to do it like this. Oh, and there we go. Sentiment done. Now, in the dies, there's these cute little greenery. So it kind of makes it, if you have it just sitting like this, it kind of makes it look like the dock's just out in the middle of nowhere. So I thought if we add some of this on the bottom, that we can put the dock into here so it doesn't look like it's floating away on us. Because there are floating docks, but you know, this just doesn't seem. So I'm going to put those down. We're going to take our Tombow and just glue them down flat. All right. Oh, thanks, Sandy. I like the Wink Stella on the waves. They it just adds just that little touch to it. That's it. Just that little finishing touch. It's very subtle, but it's I'm glad you like it. I think it's cute. All right, and then we're just going to add that there. There we go. Stick it down. So now, let's see. Do we want more? Do we want another one? Stagger it? What do you think? Let's just do one. Maybe I'll put a frog on top of that to hide. Look at how cute that is. Well, let's just see. Well, we'll go ahead with that for now, and then we'll see if we want to add some more after. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick this down. I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals, if I can find my dimensionals. All right, so I have some large dimensionals here. So let's stick it in. I'll just give it a little bit of depth. I'm going to put a little small dimensional up on the bird. And probably one here will fit too. All right. So that's, oh, I don't know what I did with my garbage can. I'll just make a mess. That's okay. I can clean it up later. All right. So let's just figure out where exactly. So we don't want it floating. The one thing you want to do with this is make sure your bird is standing up, because if you have it on the wrong angle, then your bird's gonna not standing straight. So you stick it so it's standing straight like that. There we go. And then the boat, do we want the boat stuck down? Yeah, because that gives it a little bit of, no, I think we want to pop the boat up too. What do you guys think? Pop it up? Yes, we're going to pop it up. I may regret it after, but you know, we can fix it. All right. So stick the boat here. Okay, we want to make it so that it looks like it's tied to the rope. Now we got it. Oh, let's see. Can I get in here? We want this to go underneath, because now it looks like it's stabbed. There, that's better. Cute. All right, we're getting there. It's coming together. All right, now the sentiment. Stick down here. I'm going to trim this edge off. Just take your paper snips and give it a trim. I might take some of that off. It's not quite centered. So let's center that a little bit better. All right, just pop it. My thing is stiff for some reason. There we are. This is a very handy punch for doing flags like this. When they retired the little tiny itty bitty one, the banner punch, I was really sad, but this one works just as well. So I'm very happy with that. Dimensionals. All right, let's pop this up. We're almost done the outside of the card, guys. So I have 2 birthdays in January, my husband and my son, and they're both avid fishermen and boating people. So this card should be suitable for one of them, I think. All right. What do you think? I don't think we need any more greenery. What do you think? Do we? I guess I could pop up a piece here. All right, let's pop up one there and we'll trim it. And we'll go from there. And I think that's all we're gonna do. It's just the one. Could add a frog if we want. All right. So I want to stagger it. Oh, and I don't want right now my dimensionals hanging out the bottom here a little bit. So I'm just going to give that a trim before I stick it down. All right. Voila. Okay. Give it a haircut. Now, what do you think? Do we need a couple of birds in the sky? Have a bird going across the sun? Or is it better just as is without the birds? What do you guys think? Oh, I can't pick my fingers up. Stick them down, leave them off. I think I'll stick it down. I'll just put it on with some glue. How about right there? Okay. Now, what do you think? Do we need a froggy down here? We could hide him underneath here. Let's do it. He's cute. Let's see if I can fit him in without making a big mess with tumble everywhere. Should have put him in here before. Just hide him in there. What do you think? Okay. Now we're gonna adhere this to the front of the card and we can move on to the inside. Can't wait to see some of the things, you know, the people that are really good at sponging, not like me, what kind of scenes they're going to make with this, because it's just, oh, it's beautiful. All right, so there we are. That's the outside. So now we're going to take the inside. That's our second 4 by 5 1/4 piece of paper. We're going to take the sentiment, wishing you every happiness this special day will bring. And this is from the Peaceful Moments set that is also going to be available to you starting January 3rd. And we're just going to stamp that with momentum. Okay, my video on my thing has stopped, so I'm hoping that it is still going. Oh, yep, it is. So I can see, I just stood up and I'm looking at the camera. I can see Sandy's with me and she likes the frog. That's good. All right, so I always line up my page along the grid line here just so that I can get it straight. And I do that with my stamp as well when I put the stamp on. It just helps me. So I'm just going to stamp this in black and momentum. Get all this stuff out of the way because I'm getting claustrophobic, too much stuff in my space here. All right, now I have taken these little guys and cut them out, so I'm going to just glue those down here. Do this really quick because this is a long video, guys. Sorry, it's all that sponging. It takes a lot of time. I should have had a big glass of water here. My voice is starting to go all scratchy from talking too much. that down. Now, what do you think? Do I add a couple of frogs in here? Look at these guys. Aren't they cute? Leave it like this? Well, maybe I won't put the frogs in. I like them, but I don't know that my husband would like them. You know what? I'm going to do it. He can't say much. You don't want too much glue like I just did. Ooh, goopy. A little bit of glue. That's all you need. Otherwise it makes a big mess. I will take that off once it dries with my adhesive remover. And then it also, you get it all over you and then you stick everywhere. All right. There we go. All we do now is adhere that in there and we're done. So what do you think? I hope you enjoyed this sneak peek with the By the Dock suite, or the bundle. It is so cute. I know I'm going to be using this a lot with my family and friends. We all do a lot of boating and fishing and like to be out on the water, so it's going to come in handy for me. I hope you enjoyed this. Please join me next weekend for another sneak peek with the well, actually it won't be a sneak peek because you guys will have by next Sunday. The catalog will be live and you guys can order. How exciting is that? So thank you for joining me, and I hope you guys have a great week. I will be adding all the details to my blog, and I'll put a link to the blog underneath this video. Once I get it loaded, I'll also load this up to my YouTube video. If any of you are in Canada and you do not have a demonstrator currently, as of January 3rd, when celebration starts, there is an amazing deal to join Stampin' Up. You don't have to sell, you don't have to demonstrate, you can just really enjoy a 20 or 25% discount. So if you don't have a demonstrator and you're interested, just reach out to me and I can give you all the information. I hope you guys have a great week, and we'll talk soon. Happy stamping. Bye.